after we complete the budget and everything, they have taken care of the drip irrigation. But drip also some of part I have implemented. So my people were there and they implemented. Because most of the time what happens is when you tell the technology, basically I'm a consultant from project implementer, like an architect or builder. Otherwise, if a big project will be there, so I tell all the technology, but implementation will be hectic. So I have trained my people in such a way that they know what to do. They are trained up. So like that, I'll be monitoring it completely from the start, and then maintenance also they have given it to me. So maintenance also very transparent. We will maintain it, and then implementation also completely I have implemented.
So it's maintained right now by you, sir?
Yes.
Okay. That labor and all those people are under.
Mahesh, these are all my staff. There are. Actually, I implement such type of projects. I have 100 people working with me.
So Mahesh is your staff?
Yeah, my staff.
Very nice.
So they implement. See, I have not been only sandwood. I am doing also for other food plants. I am doing some 10 projects. On these 10 projects, people will be there to implement.
Okay.
You got my point.
Today I got came out. So my student will come on Monday. Monday first work with this size.
The wind which I have shown it is a project.
Monday.
This is the being started. To start. Size is important.
One more thing, actually we are going rectangle. So what I have done it is, in the sense we put a big pit, we fill it half, so leave it as it is, the soil becomes loose, it acts as the rainwater harvesting, it acts as the mulch collector, self-mulching, all the leaf litters will be collected there, and the tree grows reasonably good. Okay. For example, in my area, I would say my area, for the rainfall of 750-800 mm, I didn't give any. It grown well. So what we are thinking is, it's raised bed is better, or making the soil loose but making it as in a pit so that it collects the water in that soil.
Raised bed is better. My experience.
Okay.
I've shown you all of them. I never plant any. Your planting method is you're planting in the pit.
It collects as a rainwater harvest.
Water for me is not an issue. The reason is that when I put in raised bed, my drainage system is very perfect. When I put in a pit, more water comes, so that will be surrounding the root zone. The growth of the plant will not be good. For you, that is the growth. You have seen it here. Sarah was also surprised at how the growth is sandwood is coming like this, because it is on the raised bed. The dynamics of the water is very good, very perfect.
Very good.
So I know how much water I am giving. You see, the machine and everything is there. It is not rainwater. I mean, whatever the water is there collecting, I know that per acre how much water is being consumed on a daily basis, so that I can plan it. So when I design it, if it is for 100 acres, so how much of water tank I should have, so that I can be able to give irrigation to the entire plantation. So all these things have to be designed. Isn't it? Okay, suppose in the big land, if you say 2,000 acres, then how I see that I'll just make you to at least 10 acres, I'll make only farm pond, so that water harvesting can be done, and water kind of culture can be done. Then after that, I'll see all the water pollution, soil drainage pollution. Then I design it. The design has to be combined. See, your water collection, you are leaving the plant to the nature. When the rain comes, it's harvested. It is not like that here.
It is not.
It is perfect. Today, I have to give per plant, if I have to give 2 liters of water, 2 liters of water only will go to
Daily.
And if I want to give some fertilizer, say for example, if I want to give some micronutrient,
Easily.
Sir, any idea? Please. Any idea that why sublateral drip was not done, and this we have just put on the surface, but subsurface
the drip is It's on the top of the. It is a bed. On the bed, I'm putting a drip. I'm fixing the drip. The drip is actually because I did not put in the you mean the subsurface, because there are certain issues are there with subsurface. What will happen? It will not help much. It is being done generally where water is very scarce,
Very scarce.
and then where drip is being taken away by animals. That's why to prevent that, we put in subsurface. Otherwise, I'm putting it on the top of the bed and putting mulching. I don't have any issues. This is like a jungle now, which we have. I have never issue.
What are the issues with the subsurface?
So subsurface, the soil particles may block it. When it blocks it, you don't know whether water is coming or not. That's a major issue.
After 1 or 2 months only, we'll come to know based on the growth of the plant.
Now, if I put it on the surface of the soil and then fix it and then put it, then even from the machine. Suppose from the machine my discharge is 100 liters. If only 90 liters has been discharged in that time, then I know that there is some problem is there. Somewhere is. So these are all actually, it seems very small issues, but when a large issue, when a large area is there, no, it will give me some indication something is wrong somewhere else. So I can able to correct it. See, basically when you are managing a huge area, no, maintenance is the issue. You need to maintain the same level of uniformity. Planting anybody, that's the reason. If you plant it harsh patch and then if you put it in a pit and then leave it like that,
That is easy.
plant will be easy, that is easiest to get that done. But later on maintenance, the growth will not be there. And to be frank, now we have seen it. The uniformity is a key here. All trees are uniform. Then people will be coming to invest. No? Suppose same plant, one sandal will slope, the other is growing big. One is slow, other is growing big. Do I come and invest? That's a theory of what is it. One plant is small, the other plant is good.
How it will come in my plot?
If it is uniform, the people will see. Actually, after the plantation, the price have been hiked. Let me tell you, isn't it?
Okay, after seeing the growth.
The growth is good and everything is. People say yes. This is going good. It is greenery is coming. Earlier, if you see, I have photos. It is like a jungle. So jungle ko is
Ah, jungle, there are this.
barren. You see.
Nice, the stomach nice. Really nice. The roast combination.
Whatever the combination, everything has to be
manageable
planned.
also.
Everything has to be this thing. Each and every parameter, water, everything. Then implement. That will become easy. Otherwise, implementation is also not is a big issue.
One doubt, is mango's growth is normal or how is it compared?
Here, no.
Here.
No, here the normal growth is normal. Initially, it is having some shade issues.
Shade issue because of the.
I am trying to remove some of this thing.
Okay.
My purpose is here for sandalwood.
Okay.
But
Priority is
later on, when I remove all the shade, no, the growth of the plant it will take over.
it take.
Isn't it? All these issues have been kept in mind. And what I will do, when I design your land, I will also see that how you can easily maintain it. See, if you
That is very
maintain,
important.
some maintenance has to come, some income should generate, so that is maintained. See, once you invest on the land and other infrastructure, your plantation cost, drip everything plantation cost, you should be able to generate within 5 years or 6 years sometimes from the income that you generate from the You got my point?
Correct.
Say for example, all around the boundary, you can go for bamboo. Because now Buddha bamboo, Lima bamboo is there. So within 2-3 years you will get poles. So you can cut it. That's one type of source of income.
It will also act as a windbreak.
Windbreak, there are a lot of issues. That's how we design. So bamboo is one aspect. And then anyhow timber plant combination we can work it out. I'm doing possibilities. And suppose in near an area if I see that what are the crops that are growing, then I will suggest you some ground cover you can grow it. See, not all. See, you have 2,000 acres. What you are growing. How much you can grow, that I will decide. Say for example, some 100 acres will go some ground cover crop which is very easy to maintain, where you can harvest and then sell it. things are like that.
Without any much work.
Accordingly, I can also design the drip. Drip, what I will do, I will just open the pipeline. I'll make provision. You will not be doing it immediately. So, for example, after planting 1 year, you feel you are going regularly, whether it feels very, then you may have an idea to some crops can be grown. But at that point, I will tell you, okay, 100 acres, 200 acres, you grow some crop, which will provide you some income. That income is only to maintain that.
Sheep or something like that. Not the goat, sheep.
So what you do is, you don't mix sheep and then the plant. Right. Because the sheep or I tell you a tractor problem. The sheep or this thing, they eat leaves, whatever the leaves. When the plants are very young, when they mulch it, when they eat it, the growing tip grows up. So what are the factors? Especially in this kind of planting. Here our motto is your business or more 550 plants per acre.
Now we can, after a particular height, but even mango is there, it's not suggested. When the sheep will eat of the mango plant. Sandal, I don't think it will eat.
Sandal will not eat.
I have not seen currently eating, but people are after 3 years. Sandal grow up.
They may not eat, but they will spoil the going inside.
That disturbance will be there.
Because we are going for high density. That's what, for building some income, I will definitely give some intercrops which will provide some maintenance. Because again, if you put animal, it will spoil the area. For example, for that matter, suppose if you have 2000 acres, assume, you put some 100 acres free for these animals and make a small boundary, make boundary and there you grow animals. Maybe that animal grow that if you send it that income that it will take care of some of the this thing also. But do not mix livestock and then plants.
No, correct. See, you can, if you are in an elevated area, you can have your goat there. All that droppings, when rainwater comes, it can run off and come into the land, which is.
After I see that, I can tell,
Then only we
this
can
area,
plan.
okay, this area, see, you have the land that is water. See, out of 2,000 acres, you will not be planting every place, you also plant with sand. So, you decide that this much is for sand. And then some area you definitely keep, say 100 or 200 acres. Some free area there where in future you want to create some recreation so that when you put some recreation, automatically things will move.
So
The demand comes.
our requirements should be fixed first. There, I have seen one Sai Bama from Assam in near Bangalore. Bangalore had one more Mudinagari. There, their sandal plantation reached around 11-12 years. Okay. Now they are growing grasses in between the rows, and the cattle they are maintaining. They have school also. School with residential school, like Sai Baba with the poor children. The cows are also growing. I mean, like lot of grass.
They're using the grass for the cow.
And the cow dung is naturally generated.
That is, you cut the grass and then
So there
feed
it
the cow.
local needs of the children.
If animals are there, they
Residential
freely.
school
They
children
spoil
daily
the
they need
plant.
milk.
They get it.
Yes. Within that campus they are getting milk, and from the cow they are getting